Yo, welcome back to another episode of the SHU Program. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening. Marv, Jay, what's going on? How y'all fellas doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back. Finally.
Yes, sir. Same. Glad to have a shoe. We've been doing a bunch of EJ and J, but it's glad to have Marv back in the camp, and let's talk about some overall, entertainment and gamings now. So yes, nice to have the crew back.
Yes, sir. I think the biggest thing we need to get into straight away, Marv, we just talked about it. GTA, the definitive edition. I know all of us have either played or seen, watched some clips and highlights on it. Right away, I just want to ask each of y'all, what are y'all thoughts on the game? Marv, I'm gonna go to you first, bro.
Huge missed opportunity. Me, as you all know, I don't care about none of this, and I just feel like, why aren't we getting Grand Theft Auto 6? But if this is any reflection of what Rockstar is doing, it was all bad from the beginning. But the thing is that I feel like the studio who did the definitive edition just did a terrible job. Like, not only that, they took the originals off the digital marketplace. So I went to go look for it, that's just on my laptop, just see if I can go find, like, okay, let me just go look for the old versions, right? They're gone. So if you just don't own them, like, you can't play them. So from what I'm hearing or whatever, just from people in general, and even like, when I played it the other day, man, it's just old bugs in a game that are just 15 times worse now, bro. Like, we done played all three of these games, man, and then beat them and everything. And I mean, you had like the minor bugs, like, so far as the visual loading, like, when you're driving down the street real fast and like you can't really see what's ahead of you, but it loads as you're going. Like, right. Small things like that, you may fall through like the street or something like that, but the bugs in this is bad, bro. Like, it's just bad. It's like they didn't even try. Like, I think the first thing when I loaded San Andreas, I was telling y'all that it was kind of light before like I really got into it. Like, bro, like Carl's hands were like ridiculously big, bro. Like, they just all look bad. Like, I was just like, why is he look like Pumpkinhead, man? It's crazy. Like, it's still cool for nostalgia purposes, and it's like clearer visuals, and they eliminated like the orange tint. The thing that I just feel like they could have did better is they did the weapon wheel, which I appreciate. That's cool, but I'm like, fam, y'all couldn't add the ability to swim in Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City? Like, really?
Right.
Like, if I go to a lake, I'm gonna still die, like, after all this time? So it's just, they had so many things they could have did to just make this so much better. And then what's so bad is that, like, the modders, of course, if you've played Grand Theft Auto for a long time, the mods are basically what kept that game alive. Like, they corrected all the errors years ago for the stuff we was experiencing it when the game was like current. And I'm just like, now you put out the definitive edition and it's worse off than pre-mod. It's just crazy. I just feel like they just dropped the ball, man. Like, I don't know why they did this. I think it was a money grab, and then to charge $60 for it when the old copies were like way less, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, the copies were a lot less.
Yeah, a lot less. I'm like, you gonna hit us for what, $20 a piece? And I'm just like, and then you gonna hit us for $20 a piece per game, and then you put it in the whole package, and then we get it, and it's crazy. Like the rain. I don't know if y'all seen clips of the rain. The rain is terrible. Like, if it rains, I literally just go sleep.
I played it with the rain, and it's terrible. Yeah,
it's bad. You can't see anything.
I'll tell you, when I played it, I played a couple of missions, and I was going to just play a couple of missions just to get some footage for the video versions of one of the podcasts. And I'll tell you, man, I was not having a good time. I was not. It felt like a chore. I was like, okay, you got a nice little paint job on it, but a lot of the shit was the same. I just felt like I was playing the same game over again, which, I mean, I understand it's it's just a remaster, but I was expecting a little bit more. I was expecting a little bit, engine parts, kind of changing and stuff like that. It's the same shit. It's just a new coat of paint. Well, a slight new coat of paint. But I mean, I played San Andreas. I was telling EJ this, I played San Andreas so much. I played the hell out of San Andreas. And when I played this, like I said, literally it was a fucking chore. I did not get, it was not fun at all. It was not fun at all. I really just feel like, and I think you hit the nail on the coffin like this. Even though the games are $20 each, but I think you can't buy them separately. You can only buy them together.
Exactly.
Right. Unless you have the Game Pass, where Xbox has the San Andreas version, and the PlayStation Plus, I believe, that has the GTA 3. And unless you have those, that's the only way you can play them separately. But if not, you're buying all three of those games for $60. And I mean, in some ways, you may think that's a steal, but those are old ass games. Like when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, I was like, what, 10, 11? You know, I'm 30.
Like 12, 13. Like, that joint dropped like what, a year or 2 years into the life cycle of the PlayStation 2?
Bro,
Right.
Yeah, I was 13, getting ready to turn 14 when that dropped. Yep.
Yeah, so if you was 13, 14, that means I was like 11, 12.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's cash grab is, I mean, that's an understatement. I think we all knew it was a cash grab, and just, you know, even from one of the articles where it's saying that, you know, Take-Two and Rockstar was going out trying to pull down all the PC mods of Grand Theft Auto.
They're suing people. So that means they're getting money off of these people. So it's people either going to take it to court or they're just going to go down, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I think they should have did. I think they should have put out the old games. They should have put out the old games out or whatever, and re-released them with a new feature with official mods approved by Rockstar or something like that. And you know what? Maybe you want to charge something. Maybe you just want to make something off of it. Okay, $5 or $10. I would have took it. Okay, $5 or $10 to do mods on, you know, these old games or something like that.
Right.
But this just wasn't worth it. I think for anybody wanting to play these games and play with, you know, some, you know, better looking graphics or, you know, better looking paint job, just play the shit on PC. It just wasn't worth it here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. Both of you pretty much said all of it, pretty much about the game. But being someone who's played through a good portion of the game right now, I think I'm in the part where I'm in San Fierro. There's just a whole bunch of bugs that end up making you having to restart missions and doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Like, I don't know if y'all remember the character Mad Dog.
Yep.
He's like the rap dude that you end up stealing his rap book, rhyme book. But then you end up helping him and killing your boy at the end. I'm just like, that was a crazy storyline. But anyway,
right.
There's a part in the main game, like when you first meet him, he's about to jump off this roof, and you have to catch him in this truck with these boxes in it. And so when I initially played the game, like back in the day, there was a glitch at that part where you put in a cheat. I believe it was like riot pedestrian cheat. Before you got to that mission, it would lock the game up, and you had to restart the whole game. I made sure I didn't do that. And I know I was telling Jay about cheats that I was using, like some of these random regular cheats. There was a part where now in the new definitive edition, character doesn't walk back and forth. He just stays in the middle. So when he gets ready to jump, you can't see where he's going. I was doing that for an hour the other day, trying to figure out where this dude was going to drop. And then I had to end up quitting my game twice. I went online and started reading reviews about it. And people were talking about the new edition and how there was a new bug from the old bug that now the dude was getting stuck and all this other crap like that. But I finally ended up beating it. It took an hour and 30 minutes just to get this dude to jump in the truck. So I don't know how you go from a game that had some bugs in the old game to a new game to where it's pretty much at every turn there is an issue with some point or some portion of the game. So bugs are a huge part. Marvin mentioned the graphics earlier. I honestly think CJ looks worse in this game than he did on the PS2 version. That's just my personal opinion.
What did I see? If you make him fat, like his body floats, like it didn't attach to it. Basic stuff. I'm like, what?
I think I've seen that. Whenever you make CJ lift weights, like in the old game, that was one of the coolest things to me. Was like, if you make him lift weights, he changes appearance. Like not a lot of games had that, and so when I saw that as a kid, I was like, man, that's pretty cool. So I started playing it and doing that, and I did the cheat where he had max body muscle. The dude just looks like he's fat. Like you can't even tell. Like muscle. I'm just like, bro, what's the point of doing this and keeping your dude in shape for the character for no reason? Like, it's just like you did the whole, okay, we're gonna make the new series, we're gonna update the graphics. You made it worse, bro. Like, there's no point to pick this up literally, unless you just have nostalgia and you want to play it again because you haven't played it in 20 years.
That's great.
And I haven't played the other version. I know EJ, you said you were interested in trying out the other ones to experience them, but I've seen some of the stills and some of the gameplay, and like I agree with you. CJ looks freaking weird in this game. Like they could have did a better job with that, and his eyes are so freaking small too. Like I'm like, God damn, like how can he even see? But I'm looking at the Tommy Vercetti and I can't remember the original guy's name from GTA 3. But him and those games look almost better for the cell shaded look that they were going for.
They do.
Like they look way better. This one was this one is supposed to be the newer version of those games, and this one wasn't. It didn't come out looking the best, but then again, I haven't played the other ones hands-on. But I'm just, like I said, I'm just talking about from the gameplay and the stills that I saw. I'm like, why does Tommy Vercetti look way better than CJ?
I will also say too, from a gameplay standpoint, being someone who picked up the Mass Effect collection and playing the remastered version of those games, there was a lot of things they did right with that collection. And one of the things that I loved was they improved the like snap to wall function as far as like when you're getting ready to like try to hide, shoot somebody like from a wall. Like I remember when I initially played the original Mass Effects, it was a little bit harder to do that, but they fixed it when they did the remasters.
Yeah,
they did not fix that. You cannot hide behind shit. Every time you go somewhere, you are going to get shot by them and you have to have armor on. You go into a mission knowing you will almost die in every mission. So they did not figure that out yet about how to snap to walls or hide behind something, shoot over cover. They give you an option to shoot over cover, but when you shoot over cover, you hit absolutely nothing. So it's like all the quality of life improvements that they should have had in this game, they do not have. So to me, like Marvin said, bro, it's just a fail. You didn't improve the graphics good enough, at least on the GTA San Andreas version. Like I said, Jay, I haven't played the other two yet. The quality of life improvements, like me literally having to drive from San Francisco to Vegas, that takes way too long. You need to have save points. You need to have spawn points where you can spawn somewhere else.
Right. They put the GPS in the game, but they didn't do that like fast travel.
Exactly. And then they put the GPS in the game, but they don't give you like, you know how when you play GTA 5, they say, okay, well, I'm a mile from here or I'm 400 feet. Put the thing on there, but they don't tell you how far away you are from it. So it's like I got to constantly go to the map to see, okay, is this actually in a whole nother city or is this just right down the street? You know what I'm saying? So
wow.
There's just a whole bunch of quality of life improvements that they should have made. They could have given me, if they wanted to keep light on the graphics and give me what they had, which honestly, like I said, it feels better. If I would have had the quality of life improvements, that would have been a whole lot better.
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad, and this is like, you know, we keep talking about this. It's supposed to hold us over until GTA 6, and this ain't holding shit over. You're a better man than me, EJ, because I couldn't do it. I was like, nah, this is definitely getting uninstalled. I might play it a little bit more to just try to maybe see if I can capture some of the bugs that people are talking about and just make a little small video about it. But this is definitely getting thrown in the trash. This was an F.
Honestly, like I said, I think if I'm looking at where I'm at in the game, I'm probably 3/4 of the way done. Once I get finished, bro, it'll be deleted because there's too many other games getting ready to come out and too much space I'm gonna need for other stuff. I was gonna try to do Vice City and GTA 3, simply for the fact that fun fact, I never beat Vice City, so I wanted to try to actually go back and beat that game.
Wow, it's a long one.
Vice City came out right around the time where I was getting ready to go to college. It came out like the beginning of my senior year, so actually no, it came out my junior year, but I think I was playing sports. I was doing a whole bunch of other stuff. I didn't actually have time to finish Vice City. And then when GTA San Andreas came out, I didn't give a damn about Vice City. So, I wanted to actually go back and try to actually beat the whole thing because I had gotten close but never beat the whole thing. But it's not worth it, bro. It's really not. Because I'm pretty sure there's more. I've read about bugs in that one and on GTA 3. So, as I finish this, man, like you said, capture some game footage, Jay, and then we can just move on to the next one. It just don't make sense, bro.
I'm seeing glitch. I think the funniest glitch I've seen is, you know how you change the camera angles in order to be able to see behind you? They did the one for San Andreas where you get CJ on a bicycle and you get to ride the bike and then somebody turn the camera and it's just his face in the middle of the screen. While you riding. It was done, man. I was like, oh no, this game is done. This game is toast.
Oh God.
I mean, you can even look at the picture that you sent, Jay, when we were doing the show notes, bro. Like picture of Ryder, man. Like, look at that. Look at that body angle. What is that? What is that?
Oh, let me look at this.
He's supposed to be holding the bicycle. He's supposed to be riding a bicycle,
bro.
Right.
Two arms are like wavy, like
You look like Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, bro. Like, come on, man. So I'm just like, bro, if you can't update that from 20 years ago, like, it's not that hard, man. We're not asking y'all to give us, like you were talking about, Jay. We're not asking for the Resident Evil remakes. We're not asking for that. But at least change the character model so where we can show or we can see that you've actually done something to the game. Which I really don't see. The only time I see it is in that, like you said, the steals for Vice City. That's it.
Crazy.
But here's the thing, that's probably what we needed. And we need a full remake. If you're gonna do this, and here's the thing, I would love to play a San Andreas full remake, updated graphics, but I understand it's not gonna happen, at least for a long time, because they're working on GTA 6. But but that would have been way better than what we got. But then again, didn't we report on the teams splitting into two? And there was like a different team working on the mods for this one, and while the other team was working on GTA 6.
I think we did. I think me and you might have talked about that, Jay, on ours for like a hot sec. But I don't know if we actually talked about this. But I had heard, maybe Marvin might have mentioned it too, but I heard that there were issues with GTA 6 right now. There's issues with
they say GTA 6 is basically like in shambles, and that in order to basically, it's a train. It's already starting off bad. Like it has to deal with engine issues. They're really having a hard time like trying to sort that out, because a lot of times, to be honest, with the GTA source code, all they're doing is just taking the old and like tweaking it. They're not really like rebuilding the engine.
Yeah.
So with this new one, I don't know what they're trying to do with it, but an insider was just like, yeah, this ain't looking too good, bruh. So
they should have been focusing all their attention on making sure that team that was doing these damn remakes should have focused them on GTA 6.
That team
I could have done without this and been perfectly fine with a great GTA 6 game.
They had whole typos in the game. Like, come on, dog. Y'all developers. Like, y'all can
right.
That is true. That is true.
Like, that's attention to detail. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good on that. Yeah, I'll just have to wait 10 years. Hopefully, I don't die before the next game come out. So,
but the thing is, bro, in 10 years you ain't going back to play that. You going back to play GTA 5. You won't be going back to play San Andreas. GTA 5. The more I played GTA San Andreas, I realized that GTA 5 took like a lot of the key elements from this and they just expanded upon it and made them really great. So you'll just go back to play GTA 5. You won't be going back to play San Andreas, bro.
San Andreas got to be like Super Mario Bros. On Super Nintendo to these kids, bro.
Which is sad because GTA San Andreas was in my top 5 games of all time. Now playing this remaster is
it was the highest selling.
Bad taste in my mouth, man. Bad taste.
Until 5 came out.
Say what?
It was the highest selling GTA until 5 came out.
Oh, that's true. Sure. Yeah. It was and they had the best story. Yeah. You literally go from 3. You go to 3 different cities in the game, right. Man. They were ahead of the time for real. That's what made the game fun. They were definitely way ahead of the time. But now they way behind because we're not getting GTA 6 for 20 years. So
yeah.
Sure. All right, fellas. Let's move on to the next thing. Marv, I know me and you and Jay were just recently talking about Xboxes and the sell of Xbox. Y'all seen the Gucci edition Xbox that's selling out here for 10 G's?
Of course.
I see it, but I'm very curious who's going to be buying this.
I know who's going to be buying it. I mean, they only made like what is it, 150 or 100 units?
It might. I think it was. It might have been 150. I think. Yeah. Oh, actually, no, it's 100. It is 100. You're right.
Yeah, it's 100 units, man. All this can go to NBA players and rappers, bro.
I feel
like that, and then the civilians and the people who got money, they're going to have to get it resale. That's literally how it's going to go. It's getting backdoored instantly. I already know this. I'll talk to some pals who work in Gucci. Like, All these people just like, dog, these are already reserved for such and such on this team, for such and such on this team who game.
They just showing it. They just showing it to regular public.
Like Gucci and them know what they're doing, man, and how to capitalize. Like, because I mean, I'm the fashion guy. That's like my career, right? All of this stuff is just marketing. You even got Gucci like having collaboration with Balenciaga, and they're like cross promoting things. So they're doing like a Gucci edition Balenciaga triple S sneaker. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just them dipping their hand in other mediums to basically be seen. And I mean, I saw the system. I saw it on Instagram with Hassan Abadi posted, and I looked into it. I would never pay that much money for it, but people are buying it because it's Gucci. It's a one-off piece, and it's like an art piece, man. Like, I don't think people are actually gonna play it. They just I got it,
So,
Yeah, I was about to say, because this shit is fucking pointless to me.
It is.
Like,
I'm like, I'm straight, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It's just something. We know who it's for. It's not for like.
Yeah, it's not for us. That's what it is. It's not for us.
Yeah. Staying on the theme of Xbox 20th anniversary was today. I don't know if y'all got a chance to take a look at that or see some clips and highlights from that. But I guess the big news out of that, just to get it out of the way, is for those who don't know, Halo's multiplayer is now live. So if you pre-installed the game, you can go ahead and play the beta for that. Jay, what are your initial reactions on playing a couple matches in that?
Guys, time to, if you've been waiting on games to come out, if you're one of those people that Vanguard didn't do you right, you played Battlefield 2042 and the beta wasn't doing you right. Jesus, I'm sorry. Halo has returned. This man, I was having a effing blast. This game is fun. Halo is back. They got some issues with the server a little bit, but it wasn't that much. Every now and then we were having trouble, signing in and having connection issues, but it wasn't happening a lot. And this is the beta, but I mean, y'all already know I played the tech demo. So that was the beta to me in the first place. I can see that a lot of stuff that they did change. Like, if y'all remember the tech demo, I was pointing out that some of the weapons felt weak. They definitely increased some of the power. So I think they have listened to some of the complaints. But yeah, man, this shit is fun. I'm happy. The customization is pretty cool. I will say that the marketplace is kind of expensive. I don't know how you. Yeah, they might need to figure out the economy in this game.
They didn't do that with what was that lame Halo? The last one that came, like, was
Guardians.
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 That was terrible. Marketplace on there was like super expensive. You had like 10 weeks just to buy a helmet. Like,
well, yeah, no, this one is like they call them CR points or whatever, and like $10. I mean, so for example, I was trying to buy this skin pack, and the skin pack was 1,000 CR. Guess how much 1,000 CR is? It's $10. So that's, and just for one skin, that's all I get is that. I mean, you would think, oh, okay, well, we kind of spend that kind of money on Warzone, but you get a whole shit in the Warzone packs. You get skins on the guns. You may get 2 weapons. You may get the operator pack. This is one freaking skin.
Yeah.
And you're spending $10 on it. And then another thing will be like 2,800 CR, and that's almost $30.
Yeah, we're not.
No. So that's going to be a problem. But to me, I was like, I mean, hey, this game was good. Y'all might deserve this money. I'm just saying.
Hey, doing that.
Hey, look, give me the goods. I'll give you the money. So look, take my money.
The skins you talking about? Because the thing about Call of Duty is Call of Duty skins be fire. Halo,
right.
You know what? The Halo is just the Master Chief suit. I mean, like, how many ways you flip flop the Master Chief suit? So,
well, And well, let me reiterate: not the skins in Halo are not like the operators in Call of Duty. The skins in Halo are, of course, the color variations, and there's some badass color variations in the Halo. Like, and they've actually imported some of the Halo League skins in there, and I'm rocking one of them now. This cool red and white one. They got a gold ranger looking one. I was about to shit. You know, I was about to get that one, EJ. But this red and white one was fire. And like shit, SHU Program colors. I was like, let me take that. But yeah, and then there's like 3 different armor modes. So here's the thing. I think the way they're doing it is, and let me explain the armor modes from just a little bit of my experience playing it. So basically in the customization, every season is going to be a different theme. The first season of the Battle Pass is Halo Reach theme. So you have your regular customized armor, which is going to be your default. Then you have the season armor, and this one is the Halo Reach theme. So they're kind of providing like throwback Halo Reach armor. Then there's a third one where you have to meet certain challenges or do certain things to unlock the armor, and it's this cool. The third one is like this cool badass samurai new fucking armor type, and I'm like, I'm going to get that shit as soon as I possibly can. So hey, look, they're doing some new things, they're trying some new things. It looks interesting, it looks cool. I'm excited. The gameplay is freaking awesome. Having fun. Like I said, I think we were killing everybody. Every match we were dominating in, and at one point, like I said, one of my homies were like, "Are these bots we're playing with?" And I had to let him know. I was like, "I don't think they're bots. I think you got to remember that this multiplayer, Halo Infinite's multiplayer, is free for everybody. This is going to be the first Halo multiplayer that's readily available for everybody on launch. And if you have Game Pass, you can play it immediately right now. You don't have to buy the game, and you can play even if you don't have Game Pass. Even if you don't have Game Pass, you can download. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I don't know if you can download the beta right now, but once the game officially launches, you can download the Halo multiplayer for free, just like Warzone. So you're gonna have a lot of people playing this for the first time ever. You're gonna have a lot of people who bought into Game Pass playing Halo for the first time ever, and they're gonna have to get this work, because you got some of us, veterans out here coming out of retirement, coming out the woodworking. Hey, we need you. Shit, right. Hey, let me go get suited up real quick. So hey, I'm back. Hey, let's get it. Just say it's fire. All right.
I truly hope that it is. I don't doubt you. I just know the last time me and Marvin was on the sticks, man, that game was trash, and that was Guardians. So,
and I gave it a long run too. I tried.
Yeah, and Marvin played longer than I did, because Halo was the initial game that I think we played in college before we even started playing Call of Duty. And then once Call of Duty came out, we kind of shifted a little bit, but we kept true to Halo. And then once we graduated from college, we played Halo 4, and that was pretty cool for a minute. And then once Guardians came out, that was just trash. So I'm hoping that I'm pretty sure the multiplayer is gonna be pretty cool from just looking at the videos that I've seen. You know me, man, I'm worried about the story, and we didn't get a great outing from Xbox with Halo last year in December. So I'm hoping that the story is fire. I'm hoping that they end up doing something good with it and making it longer than 2.5 hours, which the last one was. And Marvin literally beat that game in a day, and I've never done that on a Halo game before.
Right.
So, like I said, I think I'll have more issues with how the actual story is on the campaign than multiplayer. Now, as far as the skins, like you said, I've never really been into buying skins for Halo, like what I said earlier about it not really feeling like anything different. I mean, when you play games like Fortnite and when you play games like Call of Duty, we got Scream up in Call of Duty now. We got Leatherface. We got, just a whole bunch of crazy characters. We got just people that look totally different. And with Halo, everybody, they have different colors, but they all look the same. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Samurai 1 does look cool. I have seen like a little picture of that, and I do want to do that. So that's going to be cool to try to get that. But you're going to have to really convince me when it comes to these other skins about why I should spend $30 for magenta instead of purple. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and it could get real ridiculous. We all know from other games, it get real ridiculous buying colors. And no one likes that. That's one thing we got to give Activision, points on, is that like when you get those packs, you get, you're not just getting an operator, you're getting multiple things, and you're not just getting a color. Like some games, they trying to fish all that money off you. Like Angry Joe has that ongoing thing he has with blue.
Right.
Buying a color. I'm not. Come on, man. Buying a color. I'm really going to be buying a digital color. No, this ain't no NFT
at all.
But Marv, is Halo enticing you to actually go ahead and drop that cash for the Xbox or what, man?
Yeah. I'm getting it for certain. Okay. Seems fun. Seems what they're trying to do with that is great. I know a lot of people, which I saw this kind of stupid discussion taking place online. Like everyone's like, "Oh, Halo needs a battle royale." No, it doesn't. Like at all. Like why?
This wouldn't work in the same setting as far as
it wouldn't make sense. Like I'm tired of like. It just goes to show why COD streamers are terrible. But that's but I think Halo's fire. It's from the improvement. They actually did good work. Like they got killed when they revealed it, and then they started rolling out updates and then progressing. Like, hey y'all, we fixed all that stuff y'all was talking about. So let y'all know they ain't really speak too crazy on it. Then eventually it's like, all right, let's try out this alpha with the insiders, and let's try out this beta and roll that out. And now everyone's cool. It seems smooth so far. Server issues and things like that. Every game, man, I think it just depends on the severity of it. Because a lot of people are hitting a server at once and all that jazz. But for the most part, man, I haven't bad about it like at all. It seems like it plays pretty smooth. Seems like the maps are fun. Halo's definitely one of those games where it's just like genuinely Halo, play with a good team is actually fun. Like it's not a try hard game. That's what I like about it. Like you can be skilled in Halo, but you're not just going. I don't think these algorithms and all this stuff like Activision and COD be people is the same as what they do there. So I'm excited about it. So I'm definitely gonna try to get in. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how this Black Friday gonna look with it and get it done, man.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Some other news, gentlemen, from the 20th anniversary. I don't know if y'all are into documentaries or not. Myself, I watch a lot of documentaries, but Xbox is doing one called Power On, the story of Xbox. I think it's like a 2-hour documentary on basically just the creation of the first Xbox and saw the hurdles and everything they had to go through to get that built in the competition between them and Sony. So I'm gonna tune into that because that'll probably be pretty interesting just to see, where they started and from where they came to where they are now. So that'll be pretty cool. They also released, I believe it's 76 new games for backwards compatibility. And they also announced that of those 76 games, those are the last games that they will be making backwards compatible, that they've basically used all the licenses they could to get all the games that they have now that are backwards compatible, which I'll give them a standing ovation. They did their thing with that, and they were the leaders as far as going back and bringing games from older consoles to the current one. So that was pretty cool to see that too. And the announcement of the Xbox Vault. Now this was pretty weird. I don't know if y'all saw The Rock up there, like pretty much talking about it, and you can go to xboxvault.com to see like 20 years worth of stuff and win prizes and do all that kind of stuff. But that was pretty cool just to have him on there, I guess. But it'd probably be something that I go do. Yeah, the 20th anniversary was pretty cool. Did y'all get a chance to see any of it or just read about it?
I read about it. I know it looked like an interesting documentary. I personally haven't had time. I mean, I like documentaries as well. So it's just going to be interesting to just kind of sit back and kind of relive like those moments like, dang, I didn't realize they actually did that, past these 20 years and so forth. So it'll be dope. I'm probably, heck, if I got time tonight, I might just throw it on and just kind of watch it passively. But I'm definitely into it. I'll watch it. I'll check it out. I'll definitely want to see just kind of like the impact and history of the 360 because, the Xbox, man, I mean, it pretty much got killed out of PlayStation. Like PS2 was,
it was the first one, crazy controller, all that kind of stuff. But they righted the ship with a 360 for sure. Like that, they did a complete 360 for real because Yeah, they definitely took it to a different level.
Right.
Right, and I remember when Xbox first. Well, not when Xbox. When I remember when Xbox first came out, and this was around the time that Godzilla 1999 or 1998 was releasing, and they were doing a promotion with Taco Bell was doing this big promotion with Godzilla, and then Taco Bell was also like the only fast food restaurant also doing a promotion with the Xbox. And I thought at the time, all I knew was either Sega or Nintendo or PlayStation.
Right.
I didn't know what the hell this Xbox shit was. Nobody, far as I knew, took it seriously. And so I was always, PlayStation first. And I remember going by a friend's house when I was young, and he had an Xbox. And I was like, dude, you must be broke or something. Like, play the Xbox? Like, who plays Xbox? I didn't know how popular, or you stuck with the PlayStation. The PlayStation is just so dominant. So, like you said though, when the 360 came out, that was when I jumped over to Xbox because I realized, I really liked Halo, and I had been hearing about Halo, and Halo 2 I think Halo 2 was just coming out or was releasing with the launch of the Xbox or whatever. And then 2K, it was at 2K6 2K6 with Shaq on the cover, and he was having the sweat coming down his face, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get this 360. Oh shit, this look. Yeah, I was, man, they was doing some awesome advertising. And I remember telling my mom, because my mom was like ready to get us that PS3, and I was like, Mom, I think we want to get the Xbox. I mean, that Xbox 360, and that's when I became an Xbox head.
For me personally, bro, it was the opposite. I mean, I had all the systems you talking about. I had Nintendo 64, I had Super Nintendo, I had Sega Genesis, I also had just the regular PlayStation. But my dad was a big like Microsoft guy, and we had a gateway computer that my dad loved Microsoft, and so he had heard rumblings, like I guess like maybe a year and a half, 2 years before the system came out, that Microsoft was trying to actually make a video game system. I mean, he knew that that's all I did was play video games. So told me, he was just like, if you want it, he's like, we getting an Xbox when it come out. So I was like, yeah, all right, I'm down. I was like, hey, I ain't gonna complain about another system. You know what I'm talking about? So
right.
Then leading up to it, like all the gaming magazines, like Game Informer and all them, they were doing all these articles on it. I was like, man, this looked pretty fire. Like the integration of like music and how you could play in different games and use the music that was already on the system and stuff like that. Like I didn't have that on PlayStation. So
right.
Me, I was just like, man, they're doing some cutting edge stuff. It may not be like exactly what PlayStation is, like the experience as far as a controller. Like I ain't gonna lie, that first controller was trash.
Yes, it was.
It really was. As much as I love the system, I did like the Xbox. Like I probably, like I told you, Jay, I played Project Gotham like 10 hours a day. Dude. I was playing that game like crazy. Like that's probably why I don't play driving games anymore. But the Xbox, the first one, they had their niche of games that were pretty cool. And then I went off to college, man. Like you said, 2006, that 360 came out, and that changed the game, bro.
Yep.
Me and Marvin was up there playing GTA 4 at the dorm, man, on 360, and yeah, 360 changed the game for real, bro.
Changed the game. 360 changed the game. I think I was a pro like Sony dude. Like I had everything PlayStation. I was playing like online gaming when you had to put the hardwire back of the PS2 into the wall in order to do it. Like that's how serious I was about gaming on a PlayStation 2, man. And the thing is when I got to college, like what EJ said, we played GTA because that was like the only system. I think that was what GTA dropped on the 360 and the PlayStation 3, but the PS3 was like super expensive.
Didn't the PS3 drop after the 360, right?
I think it dropped after, but the thing is though, is that system, the 360 at the time was like only $299. Like the PlayStation 3 was like
$500. Yeah, it was like $5 or $6, wasn't it?
Remember when PlayStation 3 got announced, people were buying them, and then in raising the price. Remember, they were going as far as $1,000. I remember, and that's what drove a lot of people to Xbox actually, because it was just a cheaper Xbox was just a cheaper console.
Right. So that was crazy. So we played GTA, and I was like, man, this ain't bad. You know, the joystick is dope. And then eventually Modern Warfare 2 came in. I was like, yep, that's it. I gotta get one.
Yep.
I gotta get one. And ended up getting
got one that summer. Yep.
Slim, and then had an Xbox ever since then. Ain't bought another console ever. The only time I've debated on buying a console is getting the last PlayStation, because I was just like, okay, the single player story titles were dope, but other than that, man, I wasn't too much caring about stuff, man.
I mean, every game I wanted to play, like you said, was basically on 360. And then once Box One X, let me get the names right. Once One X came out, they had the whole debacle about the always online connected stuff, and they went through their little hurdles as far as titles and can they make single player and can they make good games that are Xbox exclusives, and they've righted the ship because they are definitely making them now. So I'm happy with Xbox. I think they're going in the right direction. So we'll see where they end up going with this one, but it looks like they're in good hands right now, so can't complain. Last thing I did want to definitely say, I know Jay, we had it on here to talk about a little bit later, but the last thing I believe that they showed at the showcase was the teaser for the Halo show that'll be coming out a little bit later next year. I don't know if y'all saw that, but just a little teaser kind of looked fire. That's all I'm gonna say. Jay, you see it?
I'm gonna tell you, I saw it. I am excited. And who they got to play him, little brother of Lee Schreiber, who was in not Army of Thieves. He was
in X-Men Origins. He was in
Thieves.
In the Scream series. He was in he's been in a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. I think he's in. I would have never thought of him playing Master Chief, but when you look at the description of Master Chief in the books and you read it on the internet, okay, I see what y'all going with. Okay, that was a great choice.
Right. So he was good in Den of Thieves, though. He was good in Den of Thieves, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. He was really good in Den of Thieves. But yeah, I'm excited. I just hope that that show is just like, you have the quality, you have the production is A1, because you have to do that right. That's Halo. You got to do that right, because
if you skimp on that, bro. Yeah, if you about to say exactly, Jay. If you skimp on that, the show is going to fail. So the money that you're putting into this, you better use it for them graphics, because that is what Halo is. It's a sci-fi epic. So there's no point in not going all out, because if you skimp, we will know and they will not watch. So I think that show and The Last of Us, them shows got a lot riding on them on the budget, man. They got a lot riding on the budget.
And thank God it's coming on Paramount Plus, because I still have my Paramount Plus subscription for Evil, and I love that show. And now I got another reason to keep it. So
that's the only reason I have it is for Evil right now, and I will keep it just to watch Halo. Because honestly, if Evil wasn't on Paramount Plus, would not have it. So
I agree. Same. I would have let that go a long time ago.
Yep. So but I feel you, Jay. Marvin, did you get a chance to see it?
What, Evil?
No, the Halo little like 25-second, 30-second teaser.
I saw it. I think it's fire. Like me, y'all already know how I feel about like anything that is remotely based upon a video game and like a live action series, something similar to that. I'm kind of typically I just decline, but it looked good. I think Halo is one of those few titles where like if you made it like into a series, it'd be dope. Yeah, because like even if you change the name and just made it a good story, like I think it would be a hard show, like just in general, just a story. But also nothing too. It's sci-fi. You're not really sci-fi. Like that's a tough thing to kind of break through and be popular with anyway. So
yeah, I feel you. We were talking about Halo, multiplayer, first-person shooter. Let's hop on real quick and talk about Call of Duty Vanguard. I know, Jay, we have played it. I will give my first impressions personally. This is probably the most fun that I've had in a Call of Duty multiplayer, not counting Warzone or the campaign for right now. This is probably the most fun I've had on a multiplayer since Black Ops 1.
Wow.
Me and Marvin played Black Ops 1 in college, and that was one of the most fire games that I had played in a long. We played 4 hours in multiplayer on Black Ops, and I know that the Modern Warfare campaign, Modern Warfare 2 was pretty good. Modern Warfare 3 was all right, and then this last Modern Warfare that they made 2 years ago when they did Warzone and all that was pretty good too. I will say that this last Black Ops that they made last year, that multiplayer was trash. It was complete trash. And just to get a chance to come back to Vanguard and see what they did, kind of bringing it back to its roots of like the Black Ops 1 Modern Warfare type feel. The graphics aren't cartoony like they were in Black Ops. The feel of the guns is good. The kill streaks are back. The way they got the kill streaks set up are good again. Like, I personally am loving Vanguard's multiplayer. I'm anxious to see the new map they do with the Warzone part. But for me, the multiplayer is fire. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
For me, I actually had a I mean, the Black Ops Cold War multiplayer for me was decent. I didn't have any major problems with it. I think, of course, it definitely wasn't the Modern Warfare multiplayer. I think definitely that multiplayer is actually what brought me back into Call of Duty, because I kind of retired from Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 3.
Warfare and all that mess, yeah.
But this one brought me back, and so it was definitely different, definitely cartoony. Because anytime Treyarch makes a Call of Duty game, it's always usually cartoony, and Treyarch is usually the weakest link out of the 3 studios that works on Call of Duty. Like, you have Sledgehammer Games, you have Treyarch, and then you have Infinity Ward. Infinity Ward is always going to be the number 1, and Sledgehammer's is always going to be pretty much number 2, and Treyarch number 3 in terms of quality for the most part. The only time Treyarch really won was with Black Ops, and then after that it kind of went downhill. But yeah, man. But at the same time, I do miss being able to I don't know why Treyarch decided not to do the whole cover system and be able to, shoot around buildings and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That was stupid and pointless. That didn't make any sense to not have that. But okay. But then I'm glad Sledgehammer brought that back, because this is great. Now I'm kind of worried they're doing the World War II shit again. You know what I'm saying? Tired of World War II. Goddamn, I know it was the great, probably the biggest war. Well, it is the biggest war in the face of the planet's history. But goddamn, invent some shit. Goddamn, I'm tired of playing this shit all over, man. How many times we gonna kill Hitler, bro? How many times we gonna storm Normandy?
Bruh.
I'm tired of this, So you gotta really be creative when you do this whole this certain area in history. And I'm glad they kind of try to do something different with the whole idea of what started the elite, the first special forces team, what initially started, like I like that.
I was just about to say that.
Right, I like that concept. But the multiplayer is doing it for me. I thought the weapons weren't going to be interesting. I'm loving the weapons. The weapons are very fun to play with. There's maybe only 1 or 2 guns that's kind of pointless. It doesn't do anything. But for the most part, I'm loving all the weapons. I'm loving the customization. I do wish that we had way more operators than we do now, and I don't like that we have to unlock almost every single one of them.
We will get more, bro. This is the first season, bro. We'll get at least 20 more in the next year. You know that. True.
But here's my thing. You got to get people excited for your game. While the game is fun, while the multiplayer is fun, I'm enjoying it. This was, the content was lacking here. I should have had shit that y'all should have had the store ready for me to drop some money. Y'all didn't have shit. This is the same. It's Activision. So this the people trying to get money out of us.
But hold up. So I agree with you on the fact of that part. The whole they have a store that has nothing in it. I don't know how they allow that to fly for the first 3 weeks of a game launch. I have no idea. Maybe they're gonna wow us when the Warzone map comes out and start adding a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. So I do agree with you on that. What I don't agree with on is the part about the operators and unlocking. This is the issue I had with Cam's game and Insurgency. When you paid your money for that game, they gave you all of the operators, they gave you all of the weapons, they gave you all the attachments. There's no need to play that game because literally the first 12 matches, I used 12 different guns. I had all the guns maxed out. I had nothing to worry about. In this game, I will say, yes, they do make you unlock everything. But for me personally, I'm like, okay, I know this match I need to use SMGs in order to unlock this operator or to unlock this. Or next match, I need to use all shotguns in order to unlock this operator and all that. So like it gives you an incentive to play, and you look up, you've been playing for 4 weeks and you unlocked 10 out of 12 operators, which gives you a reason to play, which is why I haven't played Insurgency since day one. So that's just my personal opinion.
Well, I just feel like if you launching your game, especially when there's so much competition coming out with Battlefield down the corner, and then Halo releases the first week of December, you kind of want to open up with a blast. This just was not, like I said, while the game is fun, the content is just not there, and then, of course, I haven't even played the campaign, because this campaign, like I said, it's interesting what they're trying to do with the whole Special Forces, the origin of Special Forces, but the campaign is still not interesting to me. So I'm gonna play it eventually, but I just haven't been like, shit, I'm ready to play this campaign. You know what I'm saying? No, I just been kind of sticking to the multiplayer, and it just sucks that there's not a whole bunch of content. Now I do understand a lot unlocking stuff and one to unlock things, but I wish there just was more content. And to me, I like playing with a bunch of different characters. I'm shooting people that look like me every match. Like there's no diversity. So I just feel like first week, Call of Duty week is usually a big week. This was kind of weak to me.
Well, y'all ready for my opinion?
Go ahead, bro.
Man, Vanguard mid, bro. It's mid. Here's the reason why it's mid, man. The problem with Vanguard again is I'm tired of World War II games, bro. Like I'm tired of World War II. Gun mechanics are good, but at the same time, it's just like it's classic weapons. There's a lot of exploits in this game, which is nuts. Like I'm talking about, you can turn SMGs into basically sniper rifles attachments, and I played around with that, and it's nuts.
Oh yeah, it is. I
don't like chaotic gameplay. Like I like a middle ground. Like Modern Warfare 2019 was like too slow, and then this one's like hyper fast. Like you can't stop in this game. Like you sitting down is basically just a death wish. Like you can't do any of that. So I like Call of Duties that you can embrace multiple styles of gameplay. So that's that. The campaign, too many cutscenes. I don't know what it was. I'm like, fam, this is a game, not a movie. No, we played through one map and now we got like 15 minutes of cutscenes. I'm thinking you about to play through the cutscenes. It's like, nah, bro, like we're gonna have you do, and then the rest you just gotta sit and watch it play out. And I'm like, I don't want to do that though. Like, why can't I just play through this? You did it in Modern Warfare 2019. They have the cutscenes and the playthrough like basically going simultaneously. So I just didn't understand that. Then so far as what we already know about Call of Duty, they're just gonna merge everything back in the Warzone, and that's really eat their money off of. But so far as the multiplayer goes, it's cool. I'm just tired of World War II games. I feel like they can do so much more and so much to tap into without having to go to the future and do all this jetpack stuff again. But
yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, man, I just want them to get more inventive with COD, man. Like, I think they need to step out the box. They need to do something a little bit different, a little bit more fresher, because it's starting to get very, very monotonous. And it's very monotonous, and I already know they're feeding everything into Warzone. So eventually they're going to step back from actually multiplayer being fun and just basically feeding everything in the Warzone. And I know it's pretty much inevitable, but it's kind of just like, okay, if we're going to go into Warzone, like, what does this look like? Like, what are you going to bring that's different? Like, how these guns going to work? Like, how the map is going to react? Like, how are you going to bring in the elements of Vanguard into this?
Yeah.
But overall, like how it handles and gameplay, it's fun. It's fun. Is it just like, do I get Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 1 nostalgia? No. But it's cool. It's a solid release. It's not bad, but it's not like this game is crazy.
So two things on what Marv said. What's crazy is I went into this with Marv's mentality, and I told myself I can't like another game that's a World War II setting because I'm like, they've done this a million times. And then when me and Jay and Greg cut it on and we started playing multiplayer, I think me and Jay said at the same time, we was like, damn, this is actually fun. Like, and I thought the guns were gonna be trash. I'm just like, okay, got these old guns. What more can they do with it? We played with these guns in some other games before. How are they gonna adopt it and make it cool? Like, I don't know how they did it, but they did it somehow because the actual weapons are actually fun to use. The attachments are pretty cool that they give you to unlock. The gun skins are the same, the same standard, how they look with the ammo and all the other stuff like that. Those are pretty much the same, but guns, they play pretty well, man. They shoot pretty good. I think the second thing I was gonna talk about, as far as like it being a little chaotic, I think it definitely might be faster than Modern Warfare in terms of just like the quickness of things happening. What I did notice, and I don't know if this is something that everybody else noticed too, but for us, we went from one night playing with 6 people in a match on a huge level to where you had a chance to actually like coordinate what you were going to do, where you want to go and do stuff like that. And me and Greg and Jay started playing on a match, and we were on a small level, and it was like 20 people per side. It was like 40 people on the small level. And so I was like, man, it's going too fast. I even told Jay, I was like, this is going way too fast. I can't keep up with this.
Exactly.
I figured out that there's a pacing button. So you can do a normal pacing. You can do, forget what the names of the next 2 levels are, but there's 3 levels of pacings. The levels of pacing are, like I said, if you're on a small level, on the normal level of pacing, it's 6 on 6. Pretty cool. You get a chance to get, the highest person may have like 20, 21, 22 kills. It moves up to the next level of pacing, which moves from 6 people, 10 to 12, just depending on where the level is or how big it is. And there's one called Blitz, which is the last level of pacing, which is literally 20 people per side, and you could be playing on a level that's maybe twice the size of Shipment. That don't work. And we saw that the other night because one dude had 64 kills, and he was just sitting on the ground sniping people as they came by, and everybody was just running by. It was chaotic. It was crazy. So I will say pacing definitely affects the game and how fast it does play. So if anyone's listening, they're trying to figure out, like, is it going to be crazy like that all the time? Change the pacing, and it will change the experience. Trust me, because it can get to a point where it's crazy on that Blitz pacing. But if you play normal or the medium one, you'll be okay.
I would say if there's a con that I will point out to add on to that is, this game definitely needs an update because the spawn kills.
Oh yes,
are ridiculous.
Oh yes.
We find ourselves spawning right in front of the enemy, literally right in front of the enemy, and there's nothing you can do. The game does not teleport you in a safe distance, so you're literally getting killed multiple times because you're just popping up in the same area where dudes are still around. I don't know if that's because the maps are just not big enough, which may be an actual genuine question, because some of the maps, they range from small to medium. I don't know if there's like a genuinely large map.
There's only one, Jay, and that's the one in the snow. That's probably the biggest one, honestly.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're right. So yeah, they need a little bit more variety. I think that was one of the complaints, that this game does not have a lot of maps. And they were saying like it has a lot of guns but don't have a lot of maps, and they were saying Battlefield 2042 don't have a lot of guns but has a big ass map or a lot of maps. So yeah. But I do understand that we'll see some stuff, and I do know that with the battle pass they introduced new operators. So like what Marv said, that a lot of stuff is going to just come into Warzone. A lot of the new operators that they have for the Vanguard battle pass, you can't play with them in the multiplayer. They're legit. You earn them, and they're meant to be used in Warzone, which is kind of fucking stupid to me. But okay.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that because if I'm correct on the last one, the ones you get, the operators you could use them in multiplayer, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to fix that or figure out a way to do something to add them in. So yeah, so Marv, it's good to hear your take on it though, and outside a different take from me and Jay's. But yeah, they still have a ways to go, and it'll be interesting to see what they end up doing with Warzone, and does it actually improve the experience or hinder it? So. Coming up next, we got Battlefield 2042. Jay, tell us a little bit about that. I know you were talking about it earlier in the group chat. I've heard and we've been reading that it's been crashing some of the Xbox consoles. What's the experiences you've had with it?
I will say that my game has not crashed during my playthroughs, so that's new to me. I was very surprised to hear that, but I never had an issue where the game actually crashed on me. Now it was a struggle at first because I did pay for the pre-order edition or whatever edition it was to allow you to play the early play it early or whatever. But I thought maybe there was some confusion on my part, or maybe just the wording wasn't correct on the information, the details of the game. But I thought early release meant early release. I didn't think it meant a free trial. 10-hour trial. That's not an early release. That's a 10-hour trial. So that was one of my issues with it because I wasn't sure. Because remember, I don't know. Remember, EJ? I was like, I said I download the shit. I can't play the game. The game's still telling me it's not out yet. But I paid. But if I pre-ordered it, so why can't I play the? I realized that it's a 10-hour trial through EA Play, which you automatically get through Game Pass.
Right.
But still, that's fucking stupid. That's slapping. Someone needs to get slapped in the face. Whoever came up with that idea. Yeah. But overall though, there was two different modes. There was two different modes I played. I played the regular Battlefield version where it's just a big ass giant map and it's a all-out war. Fun as hell. I love it. I like it. I mean, it's pretty much the same if you play the beta. Then there was another mode. I can't think of the mode off the top of my head, but basically it was you and 3 other people team up, and you have to complete objectives on this map, and you have to do it before the other team stops you. And the other team could be AIs. There's a team of AIs and humans. So that shit was fun. I got invited by a teammate, and I accepted the invite because I didn't know. I automatically assumed, I was like, they probably, they want to communicate with me, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. It's my first time trying it out. So I joined in the party, and we were all tactical and shit. So, we all know that Cam likes playing Insurgency because he thinks the game is real tactical and military. You're going to get that. You're going to get that in that mode. So I thought it was really fun. And it was amazing. It was amazing. I liked it. I'm going to play it some more before my 10-hour trial is up. But so far so good. I still got to get used to Battlefield gameplay. I've been hearing from a fellow other friends that this game is trash. I'm gonna be honest. I've been hearing that, but these are guys that have played. They played Battlefield, and they even told me, they were like, if you only played maybe the last Battlefield or maybe the last 2 Battlefield, you may have a better appreciation for it because you're new. But we've been playing it forever, so we know, all the cons and pros. So I still gotta. Maybe as I play more, I'll get to see where they're coming from. But so far, I had fun with it. But I will put that out there. Some people that are used to playing Battlefield do not like it.
Gotcha. All right, what about you? You gonna get it?
I'm not gonna get it. I mean, I think they're gonna. I'll say I'll probably wait to get it because it's a great concept. I think they got a little bit overzealous of what they're trying to offer in the game, and everything they promise really isn't that. Because even me reading the reviews, I was like, bro, ain't no way they making a game that's gonna be like this. Like, it's too much. I was like, y'all fighting, then a tornado comes, then y'all using this ridiculous engine that the game is on, and it just seems like it's pushing. It pushes the Xbox to its limits. Apparently, like what you're saying is that it's crashing systems, but I think on PC it's probably slightly better. But I think it's got potential. My thing is that like, look, it's a specific crowd that plays Battlefield, and my thing is that like Battlefield is cool, but it's not gonna be a fun game if I just can't relate to anybody playing it, to be honest. So that's why I'd probably just gonna die forever. But it looks nice. It's dope. I think the concept of what they wanted to go for and the line they may have wanted to push with it, I think that's great. But what is going to be the life cycle of the game?
Yeah,
that's and I just think Vanguard is gonna pretty much kind of just have everyone in a chokehold. But that's just me. And then the other thing too is that like Vanguard just dropped, so you already know like pretty much about 6 months from now or to a year, they're gonna just be announcing it's gonna be another card game that's gonna pop out. Or they're gonna get talking.
Yep.
Like, what's gonna be the next one and who's up next? Because Sledgehammer made this one, so it's pretty much just Treyarch now.
Is it Treyarch or is it Infinity Ward again?
No, Treyarch did Cold War, so never mind. Infinity Ward.
You know we ready for that one. So yeah.
I don't know.
That's the big one. That's the big one.
Right.
Yeah, I feel y'all. We'll see how it ends up turning out. I'm probably gonna end up getting it, Jay. So we'll definitely be on it. So
sure, for sure.
Right.
Last two things, real quick, fellas. I want to talk about Marvin. And we were talking about the Xbox and having the chance to actually get it before the holiday starts. There is a report out though for Sony that they will be cutting production on the PS5. So for anybody who was planning on trying to get one, I would say try your best now because production of it next year is going to cut down significantly. So if you were thinking about getting it, now's the time. I know, Marv, you said you only getting an Xbox, so the people who are trying to get an Xbox, I would say they need to go ahead and get that too, because if they about to stop doing PS5, they're gonna rush over to Xbox. So if y'all thinking about getting the system, now is the time for sure.
Right.
Yep. And again, it's that chip shortage affecting a lot of things. Like GM is not making cars right now, so there's just it is affecting anything electronic. So we talked about this. If you can't get a PlayStation, if you've been looking to try to get the PlayStation, this is probably the wrong time to get a PlayStation because
wait a minute.
It's if you're trying to get a PlayStation now, good luck. And if you get it, you're gonna have paid more than it's worth. So this is the wrong time. So this may be the time to jump into Xbox. And this is not me trying to be an Xbox fanboy, but if you're trying to buy, a console for family, friends, children, or maybe just to get into trying to buy a next gen console just to upgrade, you might want to consider Xbox if you were on the fence in the beginning. This might be the time.
Yep.
Because and I remember Sony was even talking about airdropping. What they were saying, like airdropping some PlayStations at one point, a helicopter or something. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
No. So everybody go out, try to get your systems, try to get it now, because I'm telling you, the next 2 weeks, or it's actually starting next week with Black Friday, it's gonna be on after that. So trying to get either one, now's the time. Last but not least, Jay, I know me and you have definitely been talking about this pretty much all week, but Disney Plus Day was a couple days ago, and we got a whole bunch of information about things that are dropping. To name some of them, they are revitalizing the X-Men series from 94 that ran from 94 through 97. So we're getting that series back. They announced Spider-Man Freshman Year show, which is going to be an animated show about Spider-Man's life. She-Hulk, Ironheart, Marvel Zombies, Moon Knight. Announced What If Season 2. So we got a whole bunch of stuff that they actually went over, showed some photos from. We'll talk about this in a second about how we didn't get any trailers, but we got stills from trailers. But are y'all excited about the shows that they're actually bringing that Marvel's coming out with on Disney Plus next year?
Yeah.
I'm excited for most of them. I'm not excited for Agatha. I can tell you that. I don't care. I'm well, you know, I've heard you mention Echo before, but I'm not fully familiar with the Echo character, so maybe that'll grow on me. Do we need another Spider-Man? I didn't watch the only Spider-Man animated show I really watched was the one back in the day, the OG, and Spider-Man Unlimited. So that's not catered to me. So maybe kids want to see a 1000th iteration of a Spider-Man animated show because goddamn, they just keep making, Spider-Man animation. Like goddamn.
I think that's different though. Apparently, the Spider-Man freshman year is supposed to be rooted in the MCU as far as like they're gonna talk about, how like me and you were saying that if they did another Spider-Man in the MCU, we don't want to hear his origin story because we've seen the origin story so many times before. So basically, Spider-Man picks up where he's already in high school. Uncle Ben's already died, all the other stuff. So we've gotten that in the movies. We're now on the third movie, and we really haven't seen like the origin story at all about him. So now, I guess for the younger generation or whatever, I mean, like you said, we've already seen that a million times in all the other Spider-Man movies that have come out. But they're actually going to touch on the MCU's version of what happened to Peter Parker his freshman year, which is Uncle Ben dying, him getting the powers, all that other stuff like that. So it'll be animated, but it'll tell that story of Tom Holland's story. So I'm gonna watch it simply for the fact that it's gonna tie into the movie. So
I'm probably gonna skip it. Maybe I'll watch when the episodes come out. I'm not really interested. I'm tired of Spider-Man, and not the new Spider-Man that I want to see, but I don't need all this extra Spider-Man stuff.
Never get enough Spider-Man, sir. You never get enough Spider-Man. Same way you are about Batman. Same thing, sir. Never get enough.
Like I'm straight.
Yeah.
Straight. I'm the Spider-Man out.
Yeah, I'm good. We dying over this freaking Spider-Man, but definitely interested in She-Hulk. Can't wait to see what they do with that because I'm the rumors they're gonna be adapting World War Hulk. I can't get the damn shit out. World War Hulk. Goddamn, why was that so hard to say? They'll be doing that one. I'm excited for Marvel Zombies. I'm very curious of that. Of course, I want to see what they do with Ms. Marvel and how I know they're going to be changing their stuff up. Secret Invasion going to be the shit. Ironheart, very curious on how they're going to pull this off and how this is going to work.
Right.
Moon Knight, excited. What If, can't wait to see what they do. And of course, X-Men 97. I'm going to have to go back and watch the catch up and just get ready for this one because I'm excited. I loved X-Men back in the day. I Am Groot, I'm skipping. Definitely that's not catered to me. But yeah, so most of them I'm ready. Some of them I will not care if I die tomorrow if I don't watch those. But yeah.
Only one I honestly could care less about is I Am Groot. Everybody else or all the other shows actually have a part to play in what's coming up next. Besides, obviously, X-Men is just a rehash of what we already had from the 90s. But Agatha actually is a character that will be important to X-Men and House of M for those who don't know. So, honestly, Jay, I'd watch that if I was you because she plays a big part in that. And she could probably play a part as far as bringing mutants into the MCU. So, I will probably be watching Agatha for that reason alone. We already talked about Spider-Man. Echo actually is another character, Jay. I know I've talked about him before to you, but you should probably check that out. But yeah, I mean, they got a whole bunch of stuff that looks like it's gonna be pretty good, man. Like I said, the only one that I really don't care about is the Groot thing.
Yeah, go straight on Groot.
Watch that in Guardians of the Galaxy, but yeah, everything else looks pretty good. Secret Invasion, I'm interested to see Emilia Clarke's character and who she'll be playing in that because she's supposed to be in that. So that should be cool. We saw Sam Jackson's new look apparently for Secret Invasion, so that's cool. He took the eye patch off, the gray beard, so that's pretty cool. Ironheart, I mean, I don't really see how they can fail with this if they tell the story right. It's just a black Iron Man, black woman Iron Man, so
right.
I mean, they shouldn't get it wrong, so we'll see about that. And then Moonlight looks amazing, especially what me and you were talking about on our podcast, Jay. If they do it right and they bring in who we think they're gonna bring in, Moon Knight probably will be the best out of all of them. So
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. So I'm excited for that, definitely.
Sir.
Agreed.
I'm very surprised we don't see a Loki season 2 on there.
I think they'll probably come next year. Give them time to figure out what I feel like they're reintroducing this, and then whatever they got delayed, since they delay in like movie production, I feel like that's when they'll probably get back into doing that. If COVID wasn't a thing and that wasn't delayed, I feel like we probably would have seen that maybe sooner or in a better time frame. But I feel like that has a huge role to play in why that hasn't even been remotely alluded to.
True. I think I'll agree with Jay on. I'm surprised that we see What If season 2 up there already before we see Loki season 2. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love What If, and What If was cool, but like people were raving about Loki, so I'm surprised that they announced What If season 2 before they announced Loki 2. But like Marvin said, probably be a 2023 thing, early 2023, where maybe like after X-Men comes out in 2023, they'll probably do season 2 for that. But I think a lot of the stuff that we were going to see from that, like the ending and everything that were left off, we'll get answers to other stuff from the characters and that in other movies that are getting ready to come out. So even though we won't see Loki directly, we'll see the effects of what happened in that in other movies coming up. So
right.
Yes, sir.
Fellas, I think that's it for today. We've gone in here pretty long, but once again, appreciate everybody tuning in. Do y'all have anything else y'all want to talk about before we get out of here, man?
No, I do not. No, I do. I think we covered it for the most part.
Man.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, thank y'all for tuning into another episode of the SHU Program, man. We're so glad to be back. Hopefully you all will love this episode. Please share this on your social media pages. Like our YouTube page and subscribe, as well as follow us on Instagram at the SHU Program and all of our individual profiles as well if you like. And tune in next time when we come back, man.
Peace.
Peace.